A very good morning to all of you. Students, today we are going to begin up with chapter presentation of data. Presentation of data, we will be discussing in this chapter about all the data which we have discussed, all the types of data which we have discussed in previous chapters, how we are going to organize it, and then how we are going to present that data so that it is understandable to us as well as it is communicable to the outsiders or to the viewers of the organization. It is a method by which people organize, summarize, and communicate information using a variety of tools such as tables, graphs, and diagrams. You all have heard about histograms, bar diagrams, bar graph, as well as pie chart also. So when you're going to present your data through that mediums, it is known as your presentation of data. In this chapter, we'll be discussing that we'll be having two kinds of presentations of data, or there are two methods to present your data. The very first is tabular presentation and the another one is visual presentation. In visual presentation, we'll be having graphical presentation and diagrammatical presentation. As we discussed, graphical stands for pie charts, diagrams, as well as diagrammatical presentation stands for your pie charts, and graphical presentation stands for your bar graphs, your histograms, your bar graph, etc. Uses of presentation of data. What are the reasons due to which we need to present our data, or what are basic uses for the presentation of data? For the easy and better understanding of the subject, we need to present our data. Provides first-hand information about data. It is helpful in future analysis, easy for making comparisons, as well as it looks very attractive to the communicators or to the users of the data. That's why presentation of data is very important. Now, let us learn about tabulation. What do we mean by the word tabulation? Tabulation is a systematic and logical arrangement of classified, that is organized data in rows and columns. As you can see, a table is presented over here which indicates what sport do you play. And first column indicates sport and the second column indicates the number of people. So through this tabulation, you are able to understand how many number of people are playing saucer, how many number of people are playing tennis, or how many number of people are playing gymnastics, etc. So a tabulation is basically when a data is arranged in rows and columns logically and systematically, and you are able to understand it and communicate it wisely, then it is known as tabulation of data. What is the significance of tabulation? Your tabulation simplifies complex data as data is available in raw form. So through this, you are able to simplify your complex data. Unnecessary details and repetitions of data avoided in tabulation. Basically, if I'm going to say Ram plays saucer, Sham plays basketball, so and so person plays saucer, so and so person plays tennis. So there is unnecessary repetition of the sport game being continuously repeated upon. So through this tabulation, you are avoiding this unnecessary details and repetitions of data. It facilitates comparison because you are able to understand in term 1 how much student has scored, in term 2 how much student has scored. It gives identity to data. It reveals pattern within the figures which cannot be seen in the narrative. So basically significance of tabulation stands for you are able to understand whatever information has been given and is presented in a tabulation form. A title should be given to the table. It should be concise and self-explanatory. Whenever you are assigning a number, simultaneously a title should also be assigned that what that table is indicating to you. For example, number of students scoring marks in economics is a kind of title which has been provided on that tabulation of data. Contents of the table should be defined clearly. What each column or what each row is indicating should be defined clearly. Subtitles should be properly mentioned with columns and rows. Group intervals in columns and rows should neither be too narrow nor too wide. The group intervals, for example, if we take 5 to 10, 10 to 15 as a slot of group interval, it should be neither too narrow nor too wide. It should not be like this 1 to 15 or 15 to 25. or taken as vaguely as 15 to 90. It should be concise. They should also be mutually exclusive, which we have discussed in the previous chapter. Unit of measurement must be mentioned clearly wherever necessary. If it is asking about the product is mentioning about calories, you need to mention in calories the unit of measurement as. If it is taking a number of people, you should mention as standard unit as number. Any short form or symbols, if used, should be explained in the footnote. What is a footnote now? Footnote is generally present at the end of the table, which indicates if this table has any kind of short form or any kind of symbol, or this table, for example, if we complete or if we compile all the data in round figures, so we can mention in the footnote that this complete table is presented in round numbers or round figures. No place should be left in the body of tables. There should be logical arrangement of data in the table. Next, we're going to discuss about title, table number, or basically how the format of table is presented. As you can see, there are row, column headings, row headings, unit of measurement mentioned under column headings, body of the table, and the last column goes for your total. Total each side, row side also and column side also. What precautions to be taken while preparing presentation of data or while preparing these tabulations? Table should suit the size of the paper. Captions and stubs should be arranged in some systematic order. Unit of measurement should be clearly defined and given in the table. Figures should be rounded to avoid unnecessary details in the table, and footnote to this effect should be given. Students, I end this lecture today. We'll continue in the next. Till then, have a good day, have a safe day, and go through whatever has been taught to you. Go through ERP questions and solve it in your notebooks as well. Thank you. Have a nice day.